Okay, we're outside. It's noisy. I'm gonna do power wash on a couple of tumblers, one at a time. Um, this one's getting a temporary tattoo on it. This is one of those color change ones that I did previously. So I want to leave this big strip through the middle, the base color. So I'm mostly going to do the power wash on the top edge and the bottom edge. So it's pretty windy, so we'll see how this goes. Just using Dawn Power Wash. I'm doing that backwards. So I'm going to brush some of that off. Also, I forgot to bring gloves out. I want it most concentrated in the spot that I want to stay the base color. So I'm going to get some in other spots, but it's going to be lighter. I'm going to go back over that spot. Okay, and I'm going to do this one with silver spray paint. I didn't really have a color that I wanted, so did I mention I forgot my gloves and it's windy? So that should be painted enough. I'm going to go ahead and dip it right in my bucket. And swish it around. Actually, that's pretty cool. And this will go back to white when I take it back inside. And we'll put the temporary tattoo on at that point. So that is it for that step with the power wash. Okay, this is that color change one that we put the power wash over in the silver. So I left this part white for this tattoo to go on. So I'm going to quick trim around the tattoo so there's not as much excess. And you do want to leave the clear on while you trim, and you do want to wait till the last second to do this, just so it doesn't bounce all around. This tattoo does look like it might have a white backing, so it may not end up being as transparent as some. But we'll see. So I'm going to put it this way, and I think I'm going to cut a decal in maybe the pink or the purple. I haven't decided yet. Maybe just silver. Or I may just leave it as is. I don't know. But at any rate, the tattoo is actually going to go face down. So you kind of want to get a peek at where it's going to sit. Don't really love the way that wrapped on there, but hopefully it didn't mess it up too much. And I'm going to get my cloth wet. And lay it on. I was kind of thinking about like a Mom Life decal of some sort. It's a very mom feeling cup, and we are coming into Mother's Day, so it's kind of that time. It doesn't look too bad, but it's stuck and I lifted it. So I'm going to take my damp cloth and rub out any little bubbles or imperfections before it dries on there. You can see a little bit where I lifted and moved it. Nothing terrible. It is translucent because I can see that glitter coming up through behind it, so that's good. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to think on the decal. I kind of think it's just pretty as is for anybody that likes roses. And that color will come back out behind it. There's probably not enough light coming through the window anymore for me to check. I can get a little bit of a change there, but maybe I'll run outside real quick so you can see it in the light with the decal or the tattoo. Okay, so this is how it's going to look once it color changes. Still pretty. I love the way the silver looks over the magenta. Let the back side change a little bit. But that's how she's going to look. So I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to take care of a couple little bubbles I can see now that I'm out in the sun. And then I will come back to get a coat of epoxy on it. Okay, it's time to get the resin coat on this beauty. So I'm going to use probably about 20 mLs on here. So I'm going to pour some in my cup. And I'm going to go ahead and use another layer with the Girl's Best Friend Cheat from IPP. It's a pretty personal glitter. So just a little sprinkle. Just to give it that little bit of extra shimmer on the top layer. I think there might have been one little bubble left on that rose, so I'm going to watch that come back around. That seems okay. Alright, so I'm just going to get this on here. Nothing special, just a normal epoxy coat. There's not enough glitter in here that it'll make this bumpy. And I do want this to be a good layer because this had so many layers of the color change in the base layer, and I will link that video back down below, that I don't really want to do too many more top coats. So it'll be this good top coat, and then if necessary to get one more tiny thin coat, but I'm hoping that this can be it. The tattoos are so thin you can cover them in one coat. So that's what I'm hoping for here. But if it repels in any way or I get fish eyes, I'll have to come in with one more coat. But essentially this cup is done. You've seen it with its change. I think it's beautiful overall. And that little bit of sparkle just gives it that little extra depth on top. So I'm using this CCDIY artist resin on this, and I have had a learning curve with this stuff. I've had quite a few fish eyes this week. So I'm going to try not to heat this coat. It mixed pretty nicely. It was really warm today. So it mixed not terribly bubbly, so I'm just going to let it be and see if that helps. I think I might have been overheating a little bit. I don't think I can manipulate it quite as much as some of my other resins I'm used to working with. So hopefully this layer will dry nice and smooth. But I'm going to bring you down for a close-up, and I'll let you see her under the resin, and that'll be it. So the decal's coming around. I keep calling it a decal, but it is a temporary tattoo. And I love the way it ended up placed between the bands of the Powerwash. You can see that little bit of cheek glitter just floating on top. It just gives it that little extra twinkle. But I love the way the Powerwash looks like a silver lace on this one. So that is all for this one. Thank you for watching.